You are now dialed in with the Dial Brothers.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the third episode of season 2 of the Dialed In Show. How you doing, Steven?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, we're in a golden era.
You're quoting our new well, yeah, I guess you say new
Yeah, he's
president.
new president.
Yeah. Hey.
45, 47.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. Another day. And it's just, cold here in Georgia. What's the weather like in Texas?
It's cold here too. Houston got what we really didn't get last week. Houston has snow this morning. If you're watching in the morning, yeah, Houston got snow, but I mean it's all through the South. Y'all are going to get snow again, right?
Supposed to, but I don't think so. It was supposed to kind of start today. Let's see. I don't think so though. See, it says, well, man, mind y'all, we recording on Tuesday. It says 40%. So I don't think so.
That's a chance.
It's a chance, but I don't think
You don't.
that's around 3 o'clock. Right here in Decatur, it says 25%. Our chances last or 2 weeks ago, whenever, was much higher.
Monday was Martin Luther the King Day. And going in reverse, so the college football national championship game was Monday. Ohio State won, which meant Marcus Freeman, the first black coach to appear in a college football championship game, did not get to the mountaintop MLK was talking about.
I like how you tied that together. Hey, other than him, Marcus Freeman, who did you want to win?
Okay, I wanted Ohio State to win, kind of, but I was not going to be mad if Notre Dame won because of Marcus Freeman. I happened to watch the game with some Ohio State people, so yeah, happy for them, I guess. Whatever. But everybody's talking crap about the SEC because man, back-to-back years, the national championship trophy went up to the Midwest. Michigan won last year. Now their rival Ohio State won. Is there trouble in the SEC?
I was just about to ask you that. I was about to say, do you think that the tides are shifting? No pun intended. Think about roll tide, but do you think that the tides are shifting? That the days of SEC just running the show is over?
I don't think the days of the SEC being dominant is over, but there's much more parity in college football. I mean, now that you're paying players, everybody ain't just going to Alabama to play for Nick Saban. He's retired. People ain't just going to LSU or Georgia because, they send players to the NFL. Now, man, players making business decisions. I'm not mad at them. Georgia's now former quarterback, he went to Miami because they're giving him like $4 million or whatever. Like, I'll take it
Yeah.
too. I don't think the SEC's dominance is over, but it's not going to be, a SEC person winning every year or every other year. I think that may be over, especially with the 12-team playoff. This was the first championship game for the 12-team playoff, and it was in Atlanta. So great. Hats off to the city of Atlanta for putting on a great show.
Yeah. Since you brought up Martin Luther King Day, I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of the annual service that the King Center puts on.
I did.
It was nice.
Barber said, I was laughing in the newsroom. Barber said, basically saying like when you can't pay your rent, he said when the lights go out, we all black.
Yeah, because he was talking about that white kids and black kids, they all cry hungry. Is
Yeah.
not, yeah, yeah. There were some good moments. Well, I guess I shouldn't say what I want to say. I think it's kind of time for him to sit down.
It could be time for just like with the presidential election, a new generation. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Oh, since we're talking about that, there's a again, the tide is shifting in society where
Yeah.
that whole it's a generational shift taking place.
Mhm.
But people gotta be because I'm like, it really ticked me off a little bit when I was watching it because I said, all right, now he's had his physical ailments for years.
Mhm.
That's been normal. But I don't know if he was sick or what. But
I only saw clips of it, I'll be honest. I didn't see it like as it was happening.
the whole time he like wiping his nose and it was just, I was like, okay, this is a bit much.
I mean, this generation, that generation is coming to their
Yeah.
end.
And you know me, how I've always said this. I said this about LeBron. I said this, but I don't understand why these people. It's there, and I'm not saying that Reverend Doctor can't think of his first name, Barber,
Mhm.
is egotistical or prideful. I'm not necessarily saying that, but why don't these people go out when they on top? I don't get
Well,
that.
some of them feel like, well, not speaking for him or anybody else, but I think some of them feel like, well, no one has really stepped up yet. Well, maybe no one stepped up because you won't step down. But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So they're, I think in their mind, oh well, this is my calling, and I'm going to do it until the next person comes. And sometimes that next person is being blocked because you got them sitting on the bench. So
right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this generation. I was at church on Sunday, and Martin Luther King the third. He was the grand marshal at the parade Saturday, and he stayed in Dallas and attended church on Sunday. So I got to hear him speak, and he had some interesting words. He said, "I'm trying not to be mean about the person who's being sworn in on my dad's day." But he was just talking about his message to young people and things like that. It was a good message.
Dr. Bernice King said that this was the third time that inauguration fell on the same day as Martin Luther King Day. I'm appreciative that it was in President Trump's speech that he mentioned it.
Hmm.
Because remember last week we talked about didn't know
Yeah.
if he was going to say anything about it. But well, we'll get to that. What I was about to say in a second. But go ahead.
Bernice King was the ceremonial coin flipper at the championship game. Like,
Really? I
she
didn't.
walked out there, but I don't ever get why they bring someone out there, but they don't flip the doggone coin. Like the ref still flipped it, but she was yeah.
Mm.
So that was Atlanta was aware of the moment.
Yeah, I
Okay,
hate that Dr. King doesn't have any descendants other than I can't think of her name, but
he got three
Emil
kids. One
King.
just died.
I'm saying grandchildren other than Martin
Oh
Luther King the third's daughter. Like she's the only one.
yeah.
She better
Uh,
have some kids. Like, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Staying with the national championship game before we get to the main event today. Um, So I wanted to pick your brain about, and we have these discussions. People had this discussion when Patrick Mahomes started winning championships, and other people, I mean, Tiger Woods and people of mixed race, right? Where,
Wait,
black
what?
people.
I don't know where
Yeah.
you're going with this, but I don't mean to interrupt you. Have you noticed that I'm not going to say no one, but I will make sure I'm politically correct. People who have both a black mother and black father don't be winning. Have you ever noticed that? It's President Obama mixed, Patrick Mahomes mixed, like all Tiger Woods mixed. All these people, they all
Michael
mixed.
Jordan got a black mom and daddy. Magic Johnson got a
Okay.
black mom and daddy.
Who?
LeBron James got a black mama and daddy.
Okay.
I mean, I can name. I mean, I get what you're trying to say. But, Jalen Hurts got a black mom and dad.
Mm, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I mean, that's kind of just the where we are right now in society. Just there are more,
Kamala Harris not even all black.
there are more biracial, mixed, whatever you want to classify them. That's just the society we're in now. I mean, it's just a reality. Um, so yeah, you're saying that it just always happens to be uh, some that are successful or have mixed backgrounds.
And I wonder, would Kamala Harris have been selected as VP if her husband wasn't white? Would Ketanji Brown Jackson have been selected if her husband wasn't white?
Mm.
Like I'm just saying, there seems to always be a white person somewhere,
Hmm.
or a person that's not black,
Yeah, yeah.
and it
You have
works
a
in
valid
reverse.
point.
It works in reverse. Trump wife ain't I don't know what
Yeah,
she
but
is.
he's the only one.
But I'm saying even Vance, his wife isn't white.
But that's like the generation that we're in right now, though. Like,
Yeah.
that's acceptable. That didn't used to be acceptable. I'll put it like that. I mean, well, Clarence Thomas had a white wife, and that was in the 80s.
Wait, they broke up?
No, I'm
Oh, you
saying
saying
when he was being elevated, he
yeah.
had a white wife, has a
Tim
white wife.
Tim Scott went and married his white woman for no reason. Why you being quiet? He did. They said, Timmy,
That
you
did
gotta
not
go
go with the
get a white
conversation.
wife. It'll help you. It did not help him. And then I want to ask something
He's
else
the
about
longest serving black U.S. senator in our nation's history.
congratulations. And then I wanna ask you something later. But go ahead.
I said all of that to say,
Hmm.
are we too hard on people? So I was seeing some comments. Some people were upset that Marcus Freeman was asked about, the significance of him being in this moment and it being on MLK Day, and he kind of just gave a generic political answer. Some people were like, "Oh, he ain't proud to be black," and I've had conversations. I used to live in Kansas City. I've had multiple conversations with friends about, some people saying, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes not proud to be black." Like, are we expecting too much, or is it a changing of times, or I'm just wondering. This conversation is a recurring conversation, at least in my friend groups, of people that are mixed race, but them not like the black community wanting to accept them or support them or prop them up, but they don't really talk about black things.
Hmm. Not to make this biblical, but I think on our bio on Instagram it says a news reporter and a pastor having conversation. So in Judges chapter 2 verse 10, it said that there came a generation that did not know the Lord, because after Joshua they stopped talking about the Lord. They didn't have any experience with the Lord. So point I'm trying to get at is, after a while, it said if you don't know your history, you bound to repeat it.
Hmm.
After a while, you many of us, we go through life experiencing certain luxuries. We didn't have to go through the same fight. So to us, it's like, why is today such a big deal?
Hmm.
I'm talking about Martin Luther King Day. Literally, it was a I'm sure you've seen it as a video of a little kid, and I think he was black. And as they said, why are you out of school? He said, because Martin Luther King got shot. That was
Hmm.
his answer. There was no feeling in it, because in his world, he's seen a black president. There's no none of that. So I think, to like Patrick Mahomes, for example, in today's context, it's a whole lot of what's the big deal? Is you know,
But see, so okay, in that same vein, if you feel that way, then you can't get mad at the people on social media saying, "What's the big deal? Why are you asking this question?" I
mhm.
disagree with that statement, but
Yeah.
you got to have the same energy. You can't be mad when someone says, "Oh, why are you talking about him being black? He's just a coach or he's just a
Mhm.
football player."
Yeah. And these two individuals in particular, Patrick Mahomes, Marcus Freeman, are not 100% black.
That's
So
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
so we don't know what conversations were had or not had in their homes. I'm talking like when they was growing up.
Mhm.
They and I don't know I should say this, but they might not really be on the team. Like and I don't think that type of pressure should be put on everybody. Everybody's upbringing is different. So for example, if it were you, I'm talking about you, news reporter Stephen Dow,
Mhm.
those who know you would hold you to a higher standard because of the way you was raised. You was raised in a context that appreciated black culture maybe more so than Marcus Freeman grew up in. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I don't think we can force our life experience on other people.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
don't think that's fair. But they should be. I do think that when you have a platform, you have a responsibility to be culturally sensitive.
Mhm.
So one day out of the year, talk about Harriet Tubman. Like I'm saying, you you can don't make yourself look stupid.
I got you. I got you. Now, moving on to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Also on Martin Luther the King Day was the 60th inauguration in our nation's history. President Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th president of these United States. Just first off, it was the first indoor inauguration since 1985, Ronald Reagan, because it was extremely, extremely cold. But the production value of it, I mean, it kind of looked cool. I know, if I would be pissed if I bought a ticket and, planned on going and yada, yada, yada. Some people were in the arena watching it. But initial thoughts on the inauguration itself.
Well, I got to say this while I'm thinking about it. I felt bad for your governor, Greg Abbott. He was not in the main room. He was in the that second room. Still a whole lot of important people in that room. I'm just saying he wasn't in the main room, and I'm like, there should have been a handicap section in the main room. He should have been able to go in the main room. Either way, that was just what went through my mind. Overall, now they jacked up Carrie Underwood music.
Mm-hmm. She said, "I'll just sing it."
Yeah, and Donald Trump talking about the audio, the sound was so good. The sound was so good. Did you see when he said that he was in the when he was signing stuff in front of Hakeem and all of them? He said the sound was so good.
Probably echoed,
I still think it needs to be outside.
It was dangerous. And even Trump said it in the Oval Office when people asked, like, did you regret? It was dangerous. Like, I wouldn't go sit out there. I know 4 degrees. Heck, I think Obama's, it was like 20 degrees or something. I wouldn't sit outside in that.
I was about to say, people said that Obama's was very, very cold.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But people went anyway. It was record numbers. It's Donald Trump, let's be real. It was just a coincidence that he was able to blame it on the cold. That is not why he wanted that thing inside. He was concerned about He was concerned about crowd sizes.
Nah, his people was gonna show up.
Nah.
Yes, they were.
I heard that there were still hotel rooms available.
Yeah, because all the people who held hotel rooms for Kamala canceled their reservation. What do you mean? That's true. You know how many AKAs probably booked rooms?
Like, I wanted to, but it was outside my budget. I was looking at staying in somewhere else and driving in. But listen, or I guess catching a train or something. I don't know. Overall, it was straight. Seeing Hillary Clinton laugh when he talked about he was going to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, that was funny. Moments when he didn't shy away, which didn't think he was going to anyway, but he didn't shy away from talking mess about the Biden administration, just without naming them, saying all the bad things he feels that they've done. Can we please hurry up and get to this pastor's prayer?
We can get to it now.
Those who have not seen it, you need to go and watch it. I can't think of his name. He's a younger African American.
He's from Detroit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Because he was talking mess about President Obama a week or two ago, because he said that Obama came to Detroit and Obama didn't do anything for black people, blah, blah, blah. But first of all, the vast majority of his prayer was him quoting Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. What was disappointing to me was that it was just a joke. Donald Trump was just looking at him the whole time. When you look at those tech CEOs and the people over there, they were literally laughing at him. Like, you can see it on the video. Like, they were literally laughing. And so it makes not only the moment of, okay, you're supposed to be praying, now you turn it into a joke. But then was he the only black person who spoke? I'm probably wrong on that.
Yes.
But I think he was the only black person. You made us look a fool. Like, I was so embarrassed.
You pulled your granny. So
Yeah,
embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed because it's like,
Were you
man,
embarrassed? You weren't embarrassed that he was a black person giving the benediction. You were embarrassed at him being over the top.
yes, yes, yes,
He
yes.
was a bit extra. He was a bit
Um,
extra. But now
and
everybody's talking about him.
yeah, and he's always like that, but um, it was way too much, and it was wrong place, wrong time to be like
Mm.
that, and it really just made black people look like a joke.
Maybe if it was outside, it wouldn't have seemed so dramatic.
Mm, mm. And
Yeah,
like I
the
said,
way Trump was looking at him was funny.
yeah, and that's what I'm
Trump was like,
saying. Like Trump took him as a joke. The people who were sitting over there behind Trump took him as a joke. Only person being even now, well, you have to be so politically correct, so I'm not gonna say what I was just thinking. But even Mrs. Vance, she didn't close her eyes or anything.
Usha Vance.
Who?
Now the second lady, Usha. Her name is Usha.
Usha. Well, Sister Usha, uh, she wasn't with the
A
prayer
lot of
either.
people weren't closing their eyes during the prayer. Honestly, people weren't closing their eyes when Billy Graham's son prayed.
And don't even talk about him. That mess. It- he his daddy is turning over in his grave.
Do you
I
think?
I think so. I don't think that. See, here's the thing. We've gotten to a point to where, and maybe to a certain extent, it's always been like this, but we've gotten to a point to where, because of Trump, white folk don't even respect some white folk. Like,
Expound on that.
like I just don't think Billy Graham would have got in and said things the way that
No, he wouldn't have. Not
his son did.
yeah, but we're in a different time. The rabbi who got up there, he was a bit extra. He was a bit extra, and he was loud.
Yeah. All these CEOs kissing up to
They playing the game.
yeah.
Playing the
And
game.
the CEO of TikTok was
Mm-hmm.
there.
Sitting next to Tulsi Gabbard, which was interesting.
So it's just the whole thing was weird. It was I don't know. I don't care what nobody say. I know Donald Trump didn't go to Joe Biden's inauguration. I still feel some type of way that Michelle Obama did not go, and it pissed me off when I saw Hillary Clinton walking next to Bill. I saw Laura walking next to George,
Okay, they're Republicans.
and Bill Clinton ain't no Republican.
No, I'm saying you talking about Laura, like they don't count.
And
Mike Pence's wife didn't come.
yes, she didn't, because she didn't. He shouldn't even gone. But
Right. If I was him.
yeah, now to me, people who really
In
had
the
a reason
very
not to
place where
go
people tried to kill him. Yeah.
was Mike Pence, was Hillary Clinton. Kamala Harris, I mean, she didn't have to, but she had to go. Them people who really had a reason to not go. Michelle, you need to play your role. You the president wife.
She already played her role.
It don't end. He don't get to stop being president. I'm talking about Obama.
Michelle Obama stopped doing first lady. I mean, Michelle Obama, Melania stopped doing first lady stuff. What are you talking about?
But where's the
While she was in
whole?
office.
Where's the whole? Here's my issue with Michelle. Her most famous quote
Yeah, and in the last convention, she said, "We ain't about that life no more."
is,
What you
"When they
mean?
go low, we go high."
Yeah, and that was taking the high road. And what did it get you? A L. What did it get
Michelle,
you? An L.
Michelle, what are we teaching our children?
Oh, bump that. No.
That's not that's not going high.
That was for that moment. That's not the tune she had in the convention last
So
year.
what I'm saying is, here again, talking about black people, the
Not the
only
same. Not
the
the same.
the only black president had to walk in there by himself because
And he was just fine.
his wife couldn't get out her feelings. That pissed me off.
I don't
That
know
pissed
why.
me off.
I don't know why.
When I saw him walking down
He was just fine.
when I saw him walking down that hall by himself, I said it's like his wife dead or something. She in some beach somewhere. That bothered me. That
Why?
really bothered me. Because if
of the former presidents showed up. Their wives are not. If none of their wives showed up, it wouldn't have been an issue.
yes, it
The
would
former
have.
presidents showed up. No, I'm saying as long as the former presidents are there,
When's
that's
the
all that
last
matters.
time the wives didn't go, other than Melania?
When's the last time a former outgoing president didn't attend a president's inauguration?
Okay,
Oh
but
wait, what do
okay,
you
but
mean?
here's my argument. Here's my thing.
Why are you judging her for some?
I,
Trump was a outgoing president
okay,
who
here,
didn't attend an inauguration.
here's my thing. So with that logic, just because somebody did something,
No,
that means I get to
what
do
I'm
it.
saying is
No.
it's not that big, and there are two different roles. A former first lady and a former president are two totally different
Only reason
roles.
I bring that up is because people like to say, well, Trump didn't go to the last one, so why would she have to go to this
He
one?
was a former president.
But
He
we
was
ain't
the
talking about that.
outgoing president. That is a huge difference.
Yeah, it's bad. He should have gone. I agree with that. But at
I'm
the
not saying
same
they're the
time,
same. What I'm saying is she's the first lady. Who cares?
we just gonna have to agree to disagree. I,
They're not the same type
I,
people.
I'm not saying they're the same. I'm not talking about the role of a president. I'm talking about the role of a former first lady.
Mm-hmm.
She should have been there. We can't do all this talk about we doing what's right and this is America and peaceful transfer of power and we
There was
believe
a
in,
peaceful transfer of power.
but what we're getting to is everybody do what the hell they want to do. That is not how that's supposed to go. You go with your husband to this inauguration
Mm-hmm.
because you're supposed to be by your husband at this inauguration. That's how that's supposed to go.
I guarantee he was just fine.
She couldn't have been my wife. She would have been
He
there.
was just fine.
She would have been there. Cause
I,
no.
I think you're making it bigger than what it is.
No, I'm just saying, I want us to be true to what we said on paper,
You can be.
to quote Dr. King. No, that ain't being true. We can't pick and choose when we want to have high morals and values.
Yeah, you can't.
No,
You can't.
no,
She chose not
no.
to go.
That's just like if I can't say, oh, well, because remember, and this is kind of an inside joke. In her book, when she says she'll never forgive Donald Trump,
Mm-hmm.
it- it's and I'm gonna say this and we can move on, or I'm gonna be done because I ain't gonna keep going back and forth about this. When you're in those positions, whether you president, first lady, vice president, second lady, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you respect the office.
Okay, so why Mike Pence's wife went there?
Not she should, but like I said, now that's a little different. Michelle, I
No,
said
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. That is
that
not
man
different.
literally indirectly
And
told
he
folks to
came.
kill
And he
him.
came. And he came. So
Yeah,
Mike. So why his
yeah.
wife went there?
Well, she should have been, but I'm just saying, them was two different issues.
No, it's not.
His life and hers. She was in the whatchamacallit, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
They
What I'm
literally
saying,
tried
it's
to
not two different issues.
they literally tried to kill them people.
They were
That's
in
different.
Trump's administration.
Donald Trump ain't tried to kill
He's
Michelle
the
Obama.
last r- most recent Republican vice president. Him and his wife should have been there.
You're right. She should have.
But she wasn't.
She should
You're not
have.
but
Like
you ain't
Donald
giving her
Trump
no
can.
smoke. You ain't giving her no smoke.
Well, just because her
It's not
life,
different.
her
Her life won in jeopardy yesterday. Yeah. All
no,
right.
I'm just choosing to. I'm not gonna give Michelle a pass just because she a black woman. I'm not about to do that.
Who said that?
I'm saying because a
Well,
whole
all
lot
I'm
of people
saying is
who defending her,
an outgoing president did not go to the inauguration.
and that's wrong. I'm not saying that's right.
They are not on the same level.
I'm not
They're
saying they
not.
are. Why does the argument keep being what Donald Trump did? That we ain't talking about
No, I'm
Donald
saying they're
Trump.
not on the same level. That's two totally different roles.
But I know, but that don't have nothing to do with her needing to have been there.
All right.
That don't have nothing to do with that.
There's other controversy in reference to some of the inaugural balls. Now, I'll say this before we start. Some of these balls have nothing to do with the president. I will be honest and say that. People have balls every inauguration, regardless of who the president is. With that said, um, multiple black performers performed at the Crypto Ball. Snoop, Nelly, I believe Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy posted a long video ranting over the weekend about how Barack Obama didn't give him no money and Kamala didn't give him any money as far as like inviting him to perform. And in the only truthful part that he said in this long curse word filled rant was the crypto ball wasn't Donald Trump didn't go to the ball. It was not a Donald Trump ball. It was a crypto ball. Uh, do you think, and Jamal Bryant and other people have been now saying, cancel Snoop. Snoop ain't getting canceled. I'll be honest with that. Cancel Nelly. Nobody was talking about Nelly anyway. Do you think the backlash was warranted?
Yeah. I don't think he, I don't, I'm saying, okay, I'll put it to you like this. From who it came from,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect anything less. Like from a Jamal Bryant, for example. All right, he said what he said. All right, let's all move on. We're gonna be bumping our head to Snoop next week.
No,
Who
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you think the criticism of Snoop and Nelly performing was warranted?
to a certain extent, yeah. Just
Why?
they was the same as that preacher from Detroit who made a fool of himself.
It's not the same.
Mm,
They were performing at a crypto ball. They weren't
for
performing
Trump.
at. They were not performing at the ball that Trump went to.
But who was the crypto ball for?
I don't know. It's for the inauguration.
Oh, for Trump.
Okay, they're not
So,
performing for Trump.
huh?
They're not performing for Trump. Trump wasn't there. They ain't performing for him.
Okay, did they perform in front of him? No, but was it for him? Yes.
The inauguration was his inauguration. Yes.
Okay, so anything under the name of the 60th inauguration was for Donald Trump.
Hmm.
Yes. That's who we come in to celebrate.
Carrie Underwood singing at the inauguration in front of Donald Trump and Snoop and Nelly performing at a ball that Trump was not at, I think are two totally different things.
But the ball was for him.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it like this. There was a time when dad was sick and did something at church for him. He was not in attendance, but it was for him. So
What?
so everything that was done was still done for him, even though he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't here.
No, I can get you on that. I'm saying, is the criticism warranted? Is one, ain't nobody canceling Snoop. So like, if you didn't listen to him before Monday night, you weren't listening to him anyway. Uh, and Nelly ain't relevant. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's not. Like, just is the backlash warranted? That's all I was wondering.
I think that the issue is to accept an invitation to perform in honor of, even though you didn't do it in front of him, in honor of, you are indirectly co-signing.
But you just said, into our conversation last week, you said if you were invited to give the prayer or the benediction,
But I told you
you
that's
would have
different.
done it.
I told
How
you
is it different?
that's
You are honoring an invitation for the inauguration of a person.
this is just my
That's
personal
not
opinion.
different.
This is my personal opinion. I feel that praying is different than performing. That's just my
How?
opinion. That's my opinion. What you mean how? Because I'm coming to pray to God for our country.
You can pray to God for your country in your church.
You right. You right. But okay, here's why. Here's why I would have accepted it. Because I would not have gone and made a fool of me and all black people like that other man did.
Snoop ain't gonna make a fool of himself. Like, honestly, I didn't watch the performance last night. I
Well,
don't know
no,
what he
that's
did.
what I'm saying. Them two different things. I view them as two different things.
How are those
And
two different things?
and there's a bad history. And I know you saying Trump was not there, but I'm sure there was a whole lot of other MAGA supporters that were
Oh,
there.
of course.
There's a history, a negative one, of people that look like us performing for people that do not look like us. Uh, so I think when you have somebody who wants to make America great again, when he used to
Mhm,
say it in his first term, he said, "Okay, well, what time period are you talking about?"
mhm.
Uh,
No,
eh,
I'm just being devil's advocate and saying what is the difference of singing at a concert and singing the national anthem at an inauguration or praying at an inauguration?
I think they're very different.
I see them as the same.
Well, we just have to agree to disagree. Y'all dialed in, fam. Y'all put in the comments. How do you feel about all this stuff that me and Steven are arguing about today?
It's not argument, it's a healthy discussion.
Yeah, I just think that if you, okay, I'll tell you this too. I even view the national anthem as something different than
How you're singing? What?
because it's a I can't think of the word I'm looking for. It's a national pride thing. I'm talking about the national anthem is. That's a
I
it
think y'all
don't
being hypocrites.
it don't matter who the president is.
Okay,
God
that's
bless
that's
America.
the same as them saying, "I accepted the invitation because it's the office."
Nah, you ain't have to go rap because
If that's your gift and that's what your job is, what I think y'all are being hypocrites, to be completely honest.
well,
Because what I don't see the difference. Singing the national anthem, okay, like I don't know. It just seems a little hypocritical. That's all. That you would agree to do one thing in front of the person, but doing something that's not in front of the person is wrong.
but now you have to admit all things are not equal. Everything's not the same.
Mhm,
Is not. That's just like if somebody asked you, "Hey, Dallas news reporter Stephen Dow, we need you to come do XYZ." You might
mhm.
agree to XYZ, but I'm sure there's certain things that people might ask you to do that you say, "Oh no, I'm not doing that."
Yeah,
Because everything's not equal.
but those are the same events, though.
They could say, "Okay, I put it to you like this. I put it to you like this, and we can move on." Let's say you were not a Christian,
Hmm.
okay? And they might not ask you to do this anyway, but you as a reporter, you might be like, okay, I'll come MC the event. But if they
Hmm.
say, can you do the prayer too, especially if you're not a Christian, you might be like, oh no.
But they wouldn't ask that.
But you don't
That's not
know.
that's not the same thing. I get what you're saying. You're like, okay, if you're not a Christian and you're emceeing an event, they're like, hey, can you do the invocation? They're not gonna ask that. And if they do, you can be like, I'm not a Christian. That's two different things.
Or
It's,
even I don't know how this works. You have to offer some insight. I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't know if you publicly praying at an event would negatively affect your job. I don't know.
I'm still a Christian.
So it's just I don't think that everything's the same. It's just that's I can't think what I'm trying to say. That's something in something.
Okay. Well, let's
I
end
put
on
season
what?
3 on this thing.
What'd you say?
I'm looking at what I typed and it says episode 3 season 3.
Terrible. All right, let's end on a positive, a non-political note. Did you see this video? This woman was using a translator allegedly at a nail shop, and at the nail shop, allegedly, because I don't know, it was saying the translator was saying that these women of a different nationality were talking about the woman having food stamp card and saying that her boyfriend was in jail.
Cho nó ăn giờ nó quen với lại cái cảm giác là ta làm Đấy. Vợ chồng thì tốt được.
First, do you think the video is authentic?
And I'm only listen to me all those politically correct police officers. I'm only saying this because in the video she's translating from English to Chinese. So the only reason I'm saying Chinese is because in the
And I don't
video
think they were Chinese.
it says English. I'm just going based off what in
No,
her
I
on her
know.
phone.
What I'm saying is, I don't think those women were. I gotta look about.
So
Cynthia.
y'all know that when we go in these places, when you go buy your chicken wings and go to the beauty supply store and all the places that they own,
Hmm.
they be talking about us,
Sometimes
and we don't know what they
y'all talk
saying,
about them.
and we don't know what they saying, and so I believe that they might have been saying those things. They saying, you know her boyfriend in
You ain't
jail.
have to do no accent. Okay, but what's the difference? We talk about people. You
What?
just say
But
it in English.
Well, but right. So it's like we talk about people, and if they hear us, they know what we're saying. To me, it's more disrespectful to talk about me, and I don't know what you're saying.
I think it's more respectful that you talk about me and I don't know what you're saying.
No, that's. I remember one time Jose was saying something, and Dad said, "No, when you around me, you better speak in English because I don't know what you're saying. You better speak in English. Don't be speaking in Spanish."
So do you think? So you okay? Yes, we. I think we all know. Sometimes there are conversations that are had in a different language, and they're probably talking about that person. But do you think that was what was actually being said? Her food
Maybe.
stamp card fell out, and her boyfriend's in jail.
Why couldn't that be what was being said?
That's just a bit much.
I can see that being said because what you said earlier, us black people or English speaking people, we would have said that. Look, her doggone food stamp card done fell out her purse, and you know her boyfriend in jail. That's exactly how
I
that
don't
would
think her
go.
card actually fell out.
You know that's how that would go. She in here trying to get her nails did, and she can't even get no food. You know that's how that would go. Now, this opens up a whole nother conversation. Do you think that there's anything wrong with English being the standard language?
We don't have an official language.
Or should we? Because now, President Trump, he wants everything to be. He said we're going back to two genders. What else he said? He just trying to set everything back to when America was great.
In his opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I do think, and like I said, this is a whole other conversation. I do think that some of these little boys don't need to be on these teams with these little girls.
That you know how rare that is. That's
I
a whole
saw
different conversation.
I saw a video the other day. It was a boy, but yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
It's a
Mm.
whole different conversation.
I don't have no problem with that. With them going and make it to where you can't do that. No.
It doesn't really that's a whole different conversation. We'll
Oh,
have that one day.
he said that. Oh, I think I already said this. But going back to where did I say on two genders? Did I say that?
Yeah, you said it twice.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he it's just a whole lot of confusion. But I think they probably did say that.
I don't know.
We don't know what these people be saying to us.
Yeah, they probably be talking about you. So
Probably.
he coming here every Wednesday.
Huh.
All right. Well, that's the show.
No, it's not. Do you think that Dollar Tree should change its name?
Oh, that was I just put that there. So, do you think that Dollar Tree should change its name? Everything's not a dollar anymore. So, is it Dollar Tree or is it a couple dollars? You know,
I feel
they're not
that
going to change their name, but
yeah, they're not. But I get so disappointed because Dollar Tree used to be one of my favorite stores. Everything was $1.
I haven't been in so long. I
I
don't
went
know the
last
last
week.
time I've been.
You
No,
still get some good stuff for cheap, but
I need to go. I need to go back.
Steven done got uppity.
What?
I told him you done got uppity. You done got too good for Dollar Tree now. You
I
only
just
shop
don't
at
know. And I lived
Target
down the street from one. I just don't know last time I've been to one.
because you only shop at Target. You done got too good. You done forgot where you came from.
Target then got a little hold on me, man. I buy my groceries from Target now sometimes.
I've never bought groceries from Target.
I live near two, but one is a super Target where they got a big grocery section.
See, I told y'all he done moved on up to the east side. You got 2 Targets. You live next to 2. Who live next to 2 Targets?
It's literally two. I can walk to one, and the other one's about a mile away.
I just know people who live next to 2 Dollar Generals, not 2 Targets. You something special.
I don't know what you're talking about. I shop at Target quite a bit now. You go to Target.
I have to drive to it.
I drive to it too.
I'm saying ain't no Target over here.
Yeah, where's the closest Target to you?
Probably Edgewood.
And that one's new-ish. Well, it's about 5 years old now. Or maybe older now.
Yeah, I think it's older than that.
Well, that area has been built up.
Yeah. I used to love, I guess I still do, but I used to love, like before before our parents died, but we only have one that died. But I used to want to live over there. I used to love going over
They're
there.
building up that area. Yeah.
I mean, you
Still
got to get through the
They'll get your
homeless
car
people
broken
and
into.
stuff. Yeah, you got to get through the homeless people and stuff to get there. But Andre Dickens, and I know we about to close out the show. Andre Dickens, I believe, was about to pee his pants when right when Bernice King got up to do her speech, and she said, "I'd like to take a moment of silence." I can't remember the guy's name, but a moment of silence for the guy that the city of Atlanta ran over with the bulldozer excavator thing. And I was like, oh, because Andre Dickens probably said, "Now, why is she bringing that up?"
Jeez.
When nobody talking about that.
I gotta go back and look at that part.
When nobody talking about that, and she bringing this up.
Wow.
But all the other homeless people was talking about that they didn't go through and like make sure people were out of the tents and stuff. And so what they did was
like all the other homeless people. They interviewed the homeless
where
people?
it'd be like a whole little encampment of tents and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying they interviewed the homeless people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they said that all they did was showed up with these bulldozers and just went straight through it. And it was a man still in one of the tents.
Oh wow.
And they killed him.
Oh.
And so afterwards, they was interviewing the other homeless people, and they was talking about they didn't go through and make sure nobody was in them first.
So how did the other homeless people know to move?
Hell, I guess they could hear.
And with that, thank you guys for watching season 3. Oh, see, I said season 3. Episode 3, season 2 of the Dialed In Show. We'll see you same time, same place next week.